Hey, happy 2022, everybody. Was trying to turn winter time here. Got my little firewood there the other day. Ew. Oh, we got building an overhead hoist for a customer. It's not a great big one. Probably gonna go for about 1,000-pound capacity. 6-inch I-beam's gonna be the main beam for the hoist. I want to say it's 12.5 wide, something like that. The bay, he's kind of putting it in a side bay, similar to like what we have here. You know, imagine if you were putting it in something like this. We got concrete pillars poured up about 4 feet. We'll put 3x3 posts on to set a rail. What we did on ours years ago, we had the 4x6 wood post. We made brackets. That's 1/8-inch steel. Boxed it all in. And I believe there's 5 bolts going into that post. And that just gave us something to set that channel iron on. It gives you something to hang bow and arrows on too. We don't, man, you can tell we don't throw much away. But yeah, a lot of people, I remember when I built our first overhead, we've had this thing for 30 years, questioning them wood posts. Them both posts are pretty tough. I mean, it would shear that post off before that thing would pull out of them bolts. Use little railroad wheels there, and then on the inside, something I done additional. You can see very good. But that outer plate actually goes down below the channel iron. There ain't no way it can come off there. I mean, the track would have to fail. It'd have to come off for that hoist to come down. But ours is a 8-inch beam. I think it's 22 wide. We call it a 1-ton hoist. Yeah, we're pretty well just copying what we done years ago with ours on his. Found these little wheels on Amazon, believe it or not. I think they'll work fine. They look like they're cast iron. These 15/16 hole, when I got them, I drilled it to inch. And my bearing supplier, we found a brass bushing. Pressed it in there, and then we drilled, put a grease fitting in it. Ours has bushings too. It works fine. A little bit of run out there, but I think it'll be all right. Now I just got washers on each side. The final day, I mean, we got a little bit of leeway. We can trade washers. If we want to move the wheel slightly, we can. 3/4 bolts. That's what it looks like when I start. I start out with them channels first. I hang my outer plate on that. Yeah, we're using our old Lincoln. I like that old welder, man. I've had that thing I've had that thing since I was like 15 years old. It's a good one. I think we used the MIG when we built this one, but I tell you, I still like stick welding a lot. Running 6011s here. Yeah, one thing, that MIG welder's a little bit quicker, but one move you can pull, like right here, I had to get up in there and weld this. You know, you can bend your rod and reach up in there, weld that no problem. You ain't gonna do that with a MIG. So I guess I use both. But out in the field, I tell you, I'm about all stick out in the field. You can drag in cables around in the mud, run over them. You don't do no damage. If you do, it ain't the end of the world. Yeah, there you can see that. I'm kind of letting that outer lip, like I was showing you earlier, that hangs down below the track. Just a little added safety. Don't want him coming down. Now here, do a little, that's just kind of a wood mock-up that we'd made just to give us something to look at. The I-beams will be we're going to use I-beams for the track too. But when I finish out, we'll be putting heavy wall 1-inch tubing. That will be the actual track. And what that'll do, get that guy out of the way. We get these up, if they're not perfectly straight, it's not the end of the world. We can pull string line and we'll just have that 1-inch tube. We can move one way, move the other way, and we'll still be all right. So I think it'll work okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. That's about how ours roll on ours. It'd be kind of nice to have bearings, but them bushings work fine. Like I said, we've had ours for 30 years and we've never had no issues with it. Grease them once in a while, not even that often. It's one thing I like about them overhead hoists. It don't matter if you got a great big building or a small building, they won't take up any really usable space. You know, they're in the ceiling. Well, when we put this one in, we didn't even have concrete. We had gravel, and my customer's got gravel in his bay, so he just wants to be able to move things around easy. Well, that's what we got going. We'll catch you folks later.